Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Sharina Walters, and I got a really quick lesson. The lesson is, do it when you're feeling like doing it. Do it when you don't feel like doing it. So I'm right in front of my park that I grew up in, and I say my park because I grew up in this neighborhood. This is West Tampa, the old West Tampa. A lot of the communities across the country are being gentrified. So, you know, this was considered the hood, not the slums. I mean, this is a residential community, but now they're putting up these $500,000 homes and pretty much have ran the original homeowners out so that they can take over the community. And I came here because I wanted to record, get a feeling, actually get outside my car, set up my camera and record, but it's just like this dreary feeling that's in the area. Like I'm a person of energy, and the energy is just off. And I was going to go inside of the park because people keep asking me, well, like two people asked me, hey, are they going to close the park? You know, part of the gentrification. Let's get rid of everything that actually reminds us of the community. And I think with this park, from my understanding, they're putting over $1 million, probably $1 or $2 million into the renovating of this park. But the video that I just saw was from November of 2023. So I don't know if they're going to renovate the park or not. So I lost my whole energy and didn't want to even record anymore. I had a message that I was going to create, and I was like, dang, I should have done it when I was at the job. I probably should have just started walking around the neighborhood, around the job, my 9 to 5, and just record what I would, the topic that I was going to record, which is basically me and my daughter had a breakthrough, and I was just going to tell you about that particular scenario. But another message came through, and the lesson was, do it. As soon as you get the little hint, the inspiration, do it while it's fresh, while it's hot. And I should have done the video then. I wanted to get outside of the car, and I guess the message is that I ain't supposed to be outside the car yet. It's hot out here anyways, but there's nothing wrong with doing the video in the car. I figured, hey, I can probably do the video in a car, but just do it when you are inspired to do it. There are going to be moments where you're not inspired, which I really wasn't prior to turning on this camera, and now I'm feeling more inspired. The park has a yellow tape line around it, and so I really couldn't ask the gentleman inside, which is a co-worker of the city of Tampa. He's been here for some years, if they planning on closing the park. And so they may not be closing the park, but let me show y'all what I'm talking about, because I know y'all like, Sharina, what is you talking about? But then I was feeling some type of way on how I look. So here's the part. This slide right here, they go to famous clock. I think that was one of the cigar factories, because you know Tampa was founded, I think, by Spanish settlers, and so they used to work at this particular one of the factories that they had was this one right here. And my grandmother property sits right over here. This was Miss Jessie's house. Miss Jessie was the neighborhood, how can I say it, like the go-to person for like frozen cups. She used to make me a cake every year for my birthday, up until her going into the senior citizen home. And she was a very, very major impactful person in my grandmother's life. She helped my grandmother out financially when she needed assistance. Miss Jessie was like an entrepreneur. I think at one time she was an actual cook, and she can cook her butt off. This house here was the late Mr. and Mrs. Cooper's house. We used to go there just about every other day, but we definitely went there on Sundays and sometimes on Wednesdays because Mr. Cooper was a preacher, and he would take us to Lakeland, and we would go and hang with his daughter Terry, that she was our buddy. Growing up, this particular slide right here was actually the metal slides. You know, the metal slides, when you slide down the slide, your butt gonna burn, your legs gonna burn. We used to do a whole lot of hopscotch, Foursquare over here, especially during the summertime, with some of the best memories of my childhood. And then of course you got the basketball courts where the guys used to play basketball, and then there used to be a fence. Like they removed the fence, but when it rained, right along where there's benches, those two benches, it used to flood there, so we used to play in the water because the water used to settle there. But this is Ray Park. This is the building. This right here, when I said gentrification, I think this is some type of attorney's office now, but it used to be a church, and that church was there for years. I am 49 years old. I think they just did this probably within the last 5 years. But yeah, this is Ray Park Center, and inside we used to do ceramics. So Miss Scott, bless her heart, she used to have us do arts, and one of the people that used to have us do arts and crafts, and we used to create whatnot, like little ceramic animals and cups and things like that. And we used to have these ovens that we would put them in to make them shiny. We still roads here in West Tampa on this street. This is Palmetto Street. This is Howard and Palmetto Street in West Tampa. But this house right here is Miss Troop, Mr. and Mrs. Troop. The house was sold. I can go further down, but I'm not walking down that way. Further down is Miss Sapp. She was the neighborhood hairdresser, where she would straighten your hair. Straightened for the first time by her. She used to straighten my mother's hair. My mom used to have such beautiful hair, long hair, so she used to straighten it and curl it, and it was so pretty. But these are the things that sometimes gentrification does. It takes away from the essence of the community. I know a lot of people moved out. They took the money. I don't know if they blew through that money, if they bought another property somewhere else. Hopefully they did that and they invested the money well. And I don't know what your situation is. Probably you had to deal with a whole lot of family members fighting over who's going to take mama and papa's property, or your daddy and your mama property, and you just didn't want to deal with the family. So you're like, you know what? Yeah, we'll take that $200,000. Heck, some of y'all probably settled for less than that. But it's just, I wish I can go to